Hey guys, this is Anthony Morganti from AnthonyMorganti.com, and this is episode 55 of Photo Critiques. And in Photo Critiques, people send me in some of their best work, and I critique each shot with suggestions on how they can improve it. And today I'm pleased to critique the work of Judy Galgansky. And Judy is from my neck of the woods, another person from Western New York area, living right outside of Buffalo, New York. And so I kind of enjoy critiquing people from my area, only because I'm familiar with a lot of the areas where they're shooting, and it's kind of interesting for me, so I hope you enjoy it too. Judy sent me in a number of shots, and the first few are from the Erie County Botanical Gardens, which is not far from where I live. And this first one, they have a little waterfall in there, and it's kind of tropical plants, rainforest-like setting. And in this shot here, you could see the water streaming down. She used a f-stop of 5.6, ISO 400. It's one thing about these type of shots, which I would encourage everyone. There's not really a distinctive subject. The water could be the subject, but it's not really distinctive. So when you are getting ready to find a shot, you're in the botanical gardens and you're looking for a shot, have something that's a distinctive subject, and then use some rules of composition to frame that subject. So maybe there would be like a bright red flower in here, and you'd have it maybe in the rule of thirds, over here, over here, or over here, or over here, something like that, to get something that there's that our eyes could focus on, to like resolve on. In this photograph, it's kind of busy and there's really nothing for us to really focus on, to see. So try to always keep that in mind. What's your subject, and you want to exploit that subject in your photograph. And then anything that's distracting in that area where you're going to be taking the photo of the subject, you want to minimize that. This shot, it's I've taken shots at the botanical gardens before, and it's actually a little more difficult than you might think, because the light is generally kind of harsh. It doesn't come in real filtered through the windows, so you get kind of this harsh light, and that's what Judy's dealing with here with this flower. The other thing too, if you photograph flowers, unless you're going for like a dead look, or a sick, kind of sickly flower type look, you want to photograph a flower that's really perfect. So any little defects in the flower, wilting, brown spots, don't even photograph that flower. Find a better flower. So it just takes away from the shot. So in this case here, this part of the flower is folded over. It's kind of slightly wilted on the ends. We have some wilt marks on it. So really try to find a flower that's really pristine, And the other thing too, to help eliminate the harsh light, I've gone to the botanical gardens with a diffuser. It's a little thing. The one I use is like 12 inches round, and it's just like a translucent piece of cloth, and I could hold it up above this flower, and it will filter the light so it's not as harsh, and it's more even. Then it kind of spreads the light too, so it's more even. This here is a kind of interesting study. You have the fence receding out into the distance, and this flower coming through. I like what she did with it. It's the composition itself. It's nice. Very good shot. I can't see specifically how maybe she could make it better. Try to maybe eliminate this stuff up here. It's just kind of distracting, and this right here I think is actually a weed, although maybe not. No, maybe not. I take that back. That's part of the plant. But you maybe try to eliminate up here and just focus on this flower coming through the fence. Again, this is one where you don't really have a distinctive subject. Yes, the ice is a distinctive subject, I guess you could say, but it's really like, as you look at it, are your eyes catching somewhere, or are you just kind of looking all over it? There's not really something that your eyes are resolving on. And then if there was something, you got to try to exploit that by maybe leading lines and some type of framing, something to exploit what you want to show off. This shot, this is they have a little pond in the botanical gardens with some koi, I guess these fish are. It's a kind of a cool shot. He's got the reflection of something near, or going around the pond, in the pond with the fish underneath it. It's a nice shot. I mean, the fish is kind of close to the edge here, and this one's cut off. And I mentioned before, if you ever want to print your shots, you're going to lose some, if different size prints, it's going to crop some of this out. So you might lose more of the fish. The part of the fin is cut off here. So it's more of a study of the reflection than the fish, but it's good practice to try to get the entire animal in the shot. This is another reflection shot, and very nice. Not much really to critique. It's very interesting and very nice. This is shooting up at the botanical gardens, and this is tough because it's backlit, and this is, as I said, the light streams through here, and it could be rather harsh. In this case, it's a little more evenly lit. Again, there's not really a subject per se that we're actually focusing on, what we're resolving our eyes on, and there's really nothing to help us find that subject, meaning we got the leading lines of the dome, but it's not really leading to anything for us to see. So that's my point, is you want to try to find a distinct subject that you want the people to notice and to focus on. As far as processing, it's a little dark because it's backlit. You simply could come in here and you could pull shadows up a little bit, and you could get a little more color and stuff. Of course, you lose some of the contrast, but it's something to think about. This is a pretty interesting shot. They have a lot of desert plants in the botanical gardens, and very nice color, nice focus, very well done with the focus, and that's really one of the most important things. And I gotta add, I really didn't mention in all of Judy's shots, she's really nailing focus. She's really doing well with that. But it's a very nice shot. I have similar shots of the same plant. It has different flowers, or I guess you call these flowers, at different times of the year. So it's kind of an interesting plant to photograph. This is the final shot, and I like it. This is the dome of the botanical gardens, and she used framing here of whatever that is. I'm not really sure if it's part of a plant or what it is, but it's very well done, very nice. That's what I'm talking about now, is we have this framing here to help draw your eye to what you want the viewer to look at, and that's what you really got to look for. So when you come to a scene and you want to photograph something, you got to say, all right, what in this scene do I want the people to notice? What do I want to make the subject? Then once you decide on it, let's say it's a flower, you got to say, okay, now just ask yourself, look at the flower closely. Is it not wilted? Is it healthy looking? Is it vibrant? Okay, that's fine. Now, what is around the flower that I want to minimize? All right, the background's really busy, so I'm going to use a wide open f-stop, and I'm going to use a relatively long lens, and get really kind of zoom close to the flower so the background goes into a really good blur, so I could help eliminate that. Now the light isn't hitting it quite right. You get one of those 12-inch round translucent shades to help the light, or maybe I have the same thing. It's a 12-inch round reflector. It reflects white or it reflects gold. It's gold on one side and white on the other, and usually I just use the white. And you could try to reflect some light back up into the flower so you could help the lighting. And then as you're looking at the flower too, maybe there's something where you could use some framing like this to help bring out the flower, to help the flower be noticed. If not, maybe there's some type of leading line. Maybe there's a branch or something that you could use to help the people resolve on the flower as their eyes are going along the leading line. If that nothing like that, then it's color. Maybe we could do some color contrast, contrasting colors, stuff like that. Always be thinking, and don't rush through the scene. This is my fault. This is what I do. I tend to do is I get to a scene, I get so excited, I start like shooting pictures before I actually start thinking. So I got to slow down. Usually I got to tell myself, slow down, look around, and work the scene. I haven't said that in a few videos. I'm sure many have been disappointed. Work the scene and decide what you know, as you're looking around, what you could exploit, what's beautiful, what do you want the people to notice. And you'll be, you know, you'll find your photography will jump. You know, your quality of photographs will go way up. So I'd like to thank Judy for sending me in some of her images. I really enjoyed critiquing them, and I'd like to thank everyone who watches my videos on YouTube and goes over to my website. I appreciate that. And if you haven't already, if you guys could go over to YouTube and subscribe to my YouTube channel, that would really be awesome. And I mentioned that 3 out of the next 4 critiques are from people from my area, so I'm excited about that. The next one is someone who's not from my area, but then the one after that is, if you guys remember, I did I'm going to just give a teaser. I did a critique of a 15-year-old young man from Western New York, and he was a tremendous photographer. He got a lot of comments about how good he was. Well, he sent me some more stuff in, and it's really awesome. So that'll be 2 critiques from now. But the next critique is actually pretty good too, so you're going to be excited about that. The next one is from a man from Canada who I've had some emails with talking about some things. He seems like a really nice guy, and he's going to be in episode 56. So in 57 will be the young man from Western New York. So again, thank you, Judy, and thank you, everyone.